The same forces that bring a cool breeze in spring or warm sunshine on the beach can sometimes converge into events of great scope and destructive power. Energy in our world constantly flows through natural cycles where heat, pressure, and radiation bring gradual changes in the environment. The atmosphere stores energy in clouds of suspended water droplets and releases this energy in torrents of rain and hail. Moisture-laden air warmed by the sun rises through cloud layers of heavier, colder air. Within the cloud, winds twist this updraft, causing a spinning vortex to form and perhaps leading to the violent energy release of a destructive tornado. For the most powerful events in the air, over the ocean, and even from the sun, we reserve the title Force 5. Oceans cover 75% of our planet. They capture much of the solar energy reaching Earth, which then warms tropical oceans and drives ocean currents. Ocean currents swirling around the Earth have an enormous effect on the world's weather systems. A major warm water current flows westward from Africa toward the Caribbean, spinning off ring currents of warm water into the Gulf of Mexico, before flowing northward as the Gulf Stream, carrying warm water along the eastern seaboard of the United States and across the Atlantic toward northern Europe. Temperature differences in the ocean throughout the year drive these currents. In the late summer, warm equatorial waters, shown in red, fuel storms that move westward across the Atlantic Ocean and grow into one of the largest forms of extreme weather, the hurricane. 2005 saw more of these tropical storms in the Atlantic Basin than any year on record, with 28 storms, including 4 hurricanes with winds of over 250 kilometers per hour, classifying them as Force 5 storms. By early July, tropical storms Arlene, Brett, and Cindy had formed and made landfall. Hurricane Dennis followed, feeding on the ocean's heat energy and leaving a blue trail of cool water in the Gulf. Emily, first of the Force 5 storms, provided little cooling for the superheated Gulf of Mexico. Tropical storms Franklin, Gert, and Harvey never reached hurricane strength or threatened land. While they were moving north, Irene formed off the coast of Africa and headed west, ultimately caught by the same steering currents as Franklin and Harvey. Meanwhile, the Gulf was growing warmer and warmer, shown in deep red hues. Soon, a monster storm formed north of Cuba and headed for the superheated waters. Hurricane Katrina drew enough energy from the ocean to become a Force 5 killer aimed for New Orleans. Four hurricanes followed, turning harmlessly into the Atlantic, while the Gulf grew ever warmer. Soon the season's third Force 5 hurricane, Rita, followed the path of Katrina, using the Gulf's energy to grow into an enormous storm headed for East Texas. But the warm ocean of 2005 could fuel even more storms. The paths of Stan and Tammy were short, providing little time for them to strengthen, but perhaps setting the stage for Wilma, the fourth and strongest of the Force 5 hurricanes. Wilma had the lowest central pressure of any hurricane as it battered Yucatan and then headed for Florida and the open Atlantic. 6 more storms followed, producing the longest and most intense hurricane season on record.